So today we want to take a look at this idea of view versus do within Schoology. You want to think about whether or not you need the students to actually do something and turn it into you, or whether you just need them to see something, to view it. So the difference between view and do. So some examples would be if I just wanted them to be able to view a Google Slides presentation or a PDF that's in Drive, or maybe a document that's in Google Drive. Maybe I just want to put my syllabus onto my Schoology page. Or maybe there's a YouTube video that you just need them to be able to have access to view it. You don't necessarily need it in Edpuzzle because you don't need them to complete questions about that video. It's just something that you more or less are wanting them to be able to access. So I am logged in as a student right now. I want you to see it from the student's view first. So I'm going into the weekly folder, going into the day where this has been added, and I've put this in here two different ways so that you can see the difference. The first way here, I have a slides presentation and a video that I've just simply put in as links. So what happens from the student view, when I put something in as a link, when I click on it, it's taking them out to a new tab, which is basically taking them away from our Schoology platform, which is where we really want everything housed as much as possible within Schoology so that the kids aren't getting distracted by being out on other tabs. And especially for our elementary students, they tend to get lost when they're out on multiple different tabs. The same is true when I put in a YouTube video, that they're taking them out onto YouTube in order to view. So what I prefer is, I like this embed. Okay, so what you can do is you can make it to where that presentation or that document or the video are just visible right on the Schoology page for them. And that's really what we're hoping to accomplish. Okay, the students can flip through the pages here. They can watch or look through that presentation. They can watch the video. When they hit play on the video, they do have the option to go full screen with it. Okay, same with the presentation, and they should be taught this, that with the presentation, if you have a Google Slides presentation that you're putting in there, if they click on the three dots, they have the option to go full screen mode with that. Okay, and just a simple escape is going to take them back into the Schoology platform. So they're not really going out onto different tabs and getting lost. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to switch over to my teacher profile and show you how to add these in there. All right. So this is where I added them. I'm going to go in and I'm going to edit. What I did is I actually created this as a page. Okay, so this is a page that I've created. Let me jump back for 1 second. So either by hitting add materials, or remember, anywhere where you have that horizontal line, if you hover over it and click on it where you see the plus sign, you can add straight from there, and then it will put the item where you're clicking. If you use the add materials button at the top, these would be added at the very bottom of the page. So if you have lots of things on the page and you want to make sure that the item you're about to add, that you don't have to move it from the bottom all the way up to the top later on, you're going to use the little line here in order to add something. So when I click on that line and I say add page, this is where I'm going to add them. All right, so we are going to just jump in from scratch here. We are going to say sample page. All right. Now, if I want to add something in here that I want my students to be able to see right on the page, and I just need them to view it, I'm going to use this insert content option over here. All right, and you can see right away that you have both the option for a Google Drive resource app. This resource app means they can just view it. It's going to give them viewing access. Same thing for YouTube. So we're going to go to Google Drive Resource App. I can search for, once it finishes, I would not recommend trying to filter through your Google Drive here. I would just type in what you're looking for. I'm going to use the same presentation. We're going to search for Google Meet for Students, maybe. Once we find it, you have two options. So when you find it, if you click on the settings gear here, you're going to choose import embed, or you can check it off. For instance, if you had multiple, you might want to do it this way. You would check it off and then use import and choose import embed here. Either way is going to accomplish what you're looking for. When I say import embed, you're not going to see it here for a minute. You're just going to have this big yellow box. I can type content up above it to maybe explain some directions or a purpose for them viewing this page. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump down below it. So my cursor is now below that yellow box. That's my placeholder. And I'm going to do insert content again, and I'm going to insert a YouTube video because I want to show you how to do both. Now, I chose to put in a slides presentation. I could have put anything from my Google Drive in there that I just needed the students to view. So when I choose YouTube, though, I can put in my YouTube link. And again, I can go to the settings here and say import as an embed, or I can check it off. We're going to do it this way. And it's going to, so now I have 2 yellow boxes there. This is the key to having it right on the page, is down here under your options. Right now, it's set to display those 2 items on a new page. I don't want them to display on a new page. I want them to show inline right on the page that my students are looking at. So this is like colored, it's showing that it's been selected, then it's going to show up right on the page for my students. So when I go ahead and hit create, you're going to see we're going to have some duplicates here because of course I was just adding the same things. So I'm at the very top, I added this page called sample page, and on that page displayed right in line is the video, or excuse me, the slides presentation I just added and the video I just added. Down here, this is what I previously had on the page, okay? So this is what I just wanted you to be able to see ahead of time. I could go ahead and get rid of that now. The students can click on sample page if they want to, and they're going to see it there as well, but they don't have to, all right? They're just, it would be, you know, right in Monday's page, and they would just see the presentation and the YouTube video there. So if I come back over in my student view, you can see that it still is showing the old way. This was the old way where I had the example with the links out to take them to other tabs. I'm going to just go ahead and refresh my page. And now you're going to see the slides presentation and the YouTube video. So if you just need your students to be able to view something, this is what I would recommend. Insert it as a page, and then use that insert content option to be able to embed, and again, that choice to embed the file. One last thing that I want to show you would be, let me come back in and edit. I want to just show you what it would look like if I don't do it inline, because sometimes you may not want it inline. So just so you can see the difference, if I remove that and save my changes, now as a student, I'm jumping back over to my student and I'm refreshing. So as a student now, I would just see sample page, because that's what I called it. That's a terrible name. But they would click on the page title, and then they would see what you embedded on it. So sometimes that's a better option for you, depending on how much you need in that particular folder that you're in. Okay, if I had lots of things that I was adding on Monday, then I may not want to actually have them visible right on the screen there. Okay? So hopefully that gives you an idea as to how to add in things that you just need your students to view rather than do.